Hey, Peter.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey.
I feel like I wasn't supposed to. Hold on, I gotta sign out of
You
the.
mean because Nick should be the host?
Yeah. Oh boy, maybe I can't sign out now. Crap. Do I have to sign out?
No, you can make him the host when he joins.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi, Ashley. What are you listening to?
You?
Oh, you got headphones in.
I've got people watching TV in here.
The fam family.
Mm-hmm. Can't hear you because my headphones.
Yeah, Peter, when Nick joins, you can just actually make him the host.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Did he join yet?
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
Host.
Can we both be the host?
I'm changing you to the host.
Wow, you're getting fancy.
You're the host now, baby.
Oh.
Let's go check on one thing. Pizza the boss.
Yeah, I like your hair.
It's my bed head.
I like it.
This is what I got for my shoes today.
Ooh.
Just walked down the stairs. I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh, I thought you meant you ordered those 2 new pairs. Sorry.
No, this is just me trying to get myself dressed for the day.
That's happened to other people before.
I've seen it happen to other people before.
I walked to CrossFit one day in hiking boots that were 2 different colors.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. That's the problem when you go
match because this, like, you know, kind of like pulls in them. Mm-hmm. After we finished mobility, I always try to like do some cardio after, and apparently that's what I got.
Oh, see, I take mobility as the idea that it's time to nap after that.
How's everyone doing? Heather's outside. I love it. Heather, your pup is so cute.
Puppy.
Anthony, Sarah.
There we go.
All right. We'll give it one more minute and see if anybody else hops on with us. Everyone got outside yesterday?
Yes.
Yes, I got a sunburn actually.
Yeah, Nick was actually just saying, he said that it looked like I got a lot of sun on my feet. It was so nice. My crazy child went swimming in the lake yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Must have been cold.
I was like at home doing some painting and Nick was across the street from the boy. And he was like texting me videos. He's like, it's getting weird over here. In every video, they had like less and less clothes on. And Maddie just started like jumping in the lake in his like sweatpants and t-shirt. So then he took his sweatpants off and he's like just in his t-shirt jumping in the lake. And then all of a sudden he's like naked, just jumping in the lake. And not just like jumping into his knees, like jumping in and then like face planting to the ground. Like he's soaked head to toe, playing with water toys. We're like, you're crazy. And he's like, come on, mama, take off your clothes and jump in with me. I'm like, I'm good, thanks. We're not gonna do that. It's not normal. Nick's family has this thing where we all live on water, so it's like the race to see who gets in the water first every year and then who the last one is in the water every year. So you do like these crazy like freezing cold, like jump in the lake and swim out kind of things. And so Nick sent the video to his family. He's like, Maddox wins this year. Like, I don't know. Ready? Does everybody have like
a rope and or a lacrosse ball?
A rope, a strap, a belt, something around them?
All right.
Speaking of lake, are you at the lake house, Ash?
No, I have lacrosse.
So do we have a lacrosse ball?
Yes. So I don't have anything, but I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Do you have a baseball? coffee mug you can sit on.
Travel
Sure, I'll find something.
Yeah, like a kid toy with a hard wheel or something.
You're gonna have a ball. You have 2 boys. Perfect. Yeah, that'll work.
That'll do.
I'll find something.
Towels.
So,
Grab
was
a
ready.
towel for a strap. Yep. Oh, good.
I'll have something on it.
No, I got it. All right, I'm gonna tilt this down a little.
All right. Happy Sunday fun day. I think Tiffany's gonna make me mute all of you per usual, per her antisocial ways here. So all right, so we have a few tools, not a big deal. If not, we can just make do or pull a stretch in. I'm only using each tool for a little bit anyways, so most of it I'm getting the dry is running or the well is running dry on fancy new ideas. So we're just gonna go through, do some good mobility within those things. So the first thing we're gonna do is if you want to take your shoes off, if you even have them on, we're gonna do just a little posterior chain check. Okay, what I mean by that is just feet are gonna be heels touching, toes touching, and then slide your hands down your legs and see how flexible we are, keeping your knees straight. So you can bring nose to knees, you can reach toes to the ground, fingers to the ground, or even just hug your body. Just kind of take an assessment of how flexible the back of your body is for about 5 or 10 seconds here. And just kind of note an indicator. If my knees straight, my fingertips go past my knees or towards my ankles or palms on the ground or anything like that. All right, that's just always a nice little assessment there. And then let's see, we're gonna hopefully remember to do this at the end, and we'll see how much further more pliable we get. So I still like to start by getting the body moving. So for anyone who's joining us for their first mobility, just a couple of the lighter circle warm-up drills. So just if you can start standing, start with some arm circles. We'll do kind of the easy ones. We'll skip the hard ones. I don't know if there's any hard ones besides like Spider-Man's and the circle warm-up. And then backwards arm circles. Just kind of hopefully just raise the body temperature a little bit. Some nice, is it supposed to rain today?
Yeah.
An 11. And then back slappers, arm over arm.
Got a lot of stuff to clean up outside.
Yeah, our kids made a mess here yesterday. Arm over arm, big stretches. And then up and down with the arms. Getting the body moving. Body moving, body moving. Beastie Boys every time. And then some torso twists. All right, just kind of some pops and cracks in there. Pivot off that back foot. I'm gonna slide among 2 different mats. Yesterday's workout wrecked me. The Filthy 50.
52?
Filthy 52. Pretty much I think I've time capped every workout this week. Hip circles about 3 or 4 each direction. Or like my final push was within 5 seconds of the time cap.
It's okay. Got it done.
I'm like, man, I gotta gauge these better. That virtual coach of mine has to scale me back better. Other
I think
directions.
he's muted. I have a feeling he's saying things out loud even though we can't hear him right now.
Yeah. He picks at me so much. And then hands to the sky, hands to the floor. And then repeat that a couple more times. I think we're just, I don't know about you guys, I'm riding a high from all that nice weather yesterday. That was just a great day. Hopefully got a chance to get outside. All right, then just some light lateral lunges. They can be low, they can be shallow. Just kind of stretch to the left, stretch to the right. I always want to start that timer so I have some feedback. Where's my timer here? And then give me a mobility squat here. So sink down nice and low. Ignore this timer that you're gonna hear a big buzz on for a second. Feel out your ankle mobility, lean to the left a little bit, lean to the right. So take your shoes off. I didn't even take my shoes off. All right. So if you have something to start with, we're gonna go through my theme is kind of tissue or temperature, tension, and then, oh my God, whatever. I give up on it this morning. It's a rough morning for some reason. No. But either way, we're going to start with some lacrosse ball work, okay? So if you have your lacrosse ball and you have something to balance on, ideally, we're just going to dig into the bottom of our foot, all right? Words, like Peter was saying the other day, words get hard. Yeah, I haven't had a sip of coffee.
It's a rough
That's why.
sleeping night here.
So I want you to just, from the ball of your foot to the heel of your foot, we're going to spend some generous time here, all right, just on one foot. So we're just going to slow it down today. Do less things within the session, but just really try to do them with more intent. So really try to break up all that tissue. Today is the day to take your time, not rush through any of these stretches. Really break up that tissue. Or usually if I was teaching class in person, I'd say if you was using a lacrosse ball, spend some more time there after class. Like, let's just spend the time there now. So dig into the stretch. Try to relax your toes. Now, give me a big wave if you don't have a lacrosse ball or a lacrosse object. My backup to this would just be to do a calf stretch against a wall or against a pole. But I think most of us do. I did put a note on Sugar Wad. I'll try to do a better job of reminding people on the Facebook page. All right, so just kind of breaking up this tissue. And we're going to just keep going. We're going to go at least another 30 seconds here. All right, so. Oh, who's petting whose dog? Is that Aaron's pup?
I think that's Aaron's pup.
Yeah. So you, depending on the person, all right, a good analogy, this is feeling like you're breaking up some Rice Krispies. Sometimes if we have some snags in the line there. Oh, was that P you just took a sip of coffee? I'm jealous.
Lana's doing it with us too.
Who?
Lana.
Oh, nice.
Stacey, I can't believe how fast your girls are on those scooters.
Yeah, her girls
It's
are wild
crazy.
And just keep digging in. Just try to stay focused. The hard thing for me in mobility is being intentful about it while I'm doing it. So, and then let's finally switch sides here. Like I'll tend to get distracted. I'll tend to, it's almost like what happens when I'm rowing. If you're rowing at the gym, if I'm rowing and I'm looking at the monitor, my pace is pretty good. It's where I want it to be. If somebody talks to me, and it's not a bad thing, but I look over and I look back, my pace is 10 seconds slower, even if I think I'm pulling at the same pace here. So just with mobility, I know kind of the same benefit I get if I kind of wander, or if all of a sudden I'm scrolling on my phone a little bit more, the focus of the stretch just isn't the same. So really dig into that heel. All right, into wherever you feel those Rice Krispies coming from. You can even almost feel for like pockets of fluid, I want to make it seem like. So if you feel like there's some fluid there, some areas that might be inflamed or ticked off, or we're trying to get this tissue to just break up a little bit. Sometimes it gets stuck, especially if anyone wears a very hard or heavy shoe or a fixed shoe. All right, any orthotics cramming up into our arch of our foot. The arch of our foot is meant to be a leaf suspension system. If you remember cars used to have a leaf suspension where there's like a metal bow to it, and every time it hits a bump, it absorbs. And our foot is supposed to do that. So when you put an orthotic or a big arch within that shoe, that sneaker, it stops that system from working. It stops your first suspension system from working. And that can cause some issues because that tissue isn't sliding. It isn't lengthening and shortening throughout the day. So just pay attention to, anyone who knows me knows I'm big into minimalistic stuff here relative to the person. But I really find that maybe like 5% of even our gym or the population truly needs like a hardcore arch orthotic. Again, depending on case by case here. All right, so that's been almost a solid 2 minutes on each foot. Those alone should feel great. All right, and the other two hot spots that I like to work with this lacrosse ball, kind of jumping around, is we're going to go to our glute. So go to the ground. All right, you can do it on a hard object. It's maybe better than a soft object, but it doesn't matter. And again, assuming that you have a lacrosse ball, you finally have a lacrosse ball. All right, and then butt cheek. So again, visualizing the butt cheek. I know I'm wearing black. I don't know if you can see, but like all the way to the tailbone. So like high waistline, all the way down to the side of my pocket, of my pants here, right under the butt cheek or the booty short line. All of this. So we're going to explore this for 2 full minutes. So dig in there, right? And that's not just one little area. And again, we only have one little thumb print. The lacrosse ball is meant to kind of mimic a massage therapist's thumb, right? And slowly take your time. Just go down the ridge of your tailbone. That's known as your SI joint. SI joint stands for sacroiliac joint. All right, that's what happens after our lumbar. Everyone thinks our spine kind of ends at lumbar spine, or L5, or L4, L5. But we have these joints, and these fuse joints are called, that kind of go beneath that. And you can strain those. I think a lot of people, and this is just maybe an educated opinion, a lot of people have SI joint that they mistake for like low back pain. SI joint, it kind of runs down the glute line there can mistake itself for sciatica sometimes because it creates an awful shooting pain down the body. So again, I go down the tail line, the tailbone there, right by the SI joint. Then I'll go kind of back up along what we call the iliac crest, which is the lower back. Think of like, I don't even know, just the top of your waistline there. And then digging around the side of my pocket, right, kind of getting into that belt, following the belt line a little bit. And then just massaging every inch you can. That, again, if you have a lacrosse ball, then it's only the size of somebody's thumb. It's like somebody's thumb trying to massage in there. But I like it because it hits some deep corners. You can get the middle of the butt cheeks, kind of that piriformis. Call that the rotator cuff of the hip. All right. It doesn't matter though. Just massage it if it's tight. And then again, so I kind of did this outline of my butt. I'm going to go back. I'm going to zigzag the entire angle of it until I get to kind of the side bullseye. But that's where that hip joint is. So I'll kind of keep working this. Oh, right. And if you find it, again, the rules to this, if you find a hot spot, relax and let that tension alleviate for about 5 or 10 more seconds or as long as needed. Right. You can go into the booty cheek and it's going to be a little bit of strain on the arms. But if you find a spot, then you can kind of settle in there. How you doing, Tiff? Good. Tiff's doing good. We are still in la la land about having a girl. That for about 5.5 more months. And I'm sure when we're like yelling at her when between the ages of like 3 and 12, we'd be like, there was a day and we didn't know.
When she spills her glitter everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm not ready for the glitter. I can't handle the glitter. All right, that's been a long 2 minutes. Go to the other side, other butt cheek. So I would like to, if you don't have it, try to give me the flat tire. If you kind of sit on your legs for a second, you should notice a difference in those glutes. And that's science right there. So if you kind of sit to the side that you massaged out, it should feel like a deflated tire versus the side that we're yet to alleviate. So 2 long minutes digging in and kind of close your eyes and visualize that lacrosse ball breaking up that tissue. Just paying attention to your body, barely listening to me. Just come back in 90 seconds. I say that as I go off on tangents. Tiff and I feel like all stars. We're we did 6 things on our to-do list yesterday. 6.
Should see this quarantine to-do list we have. It's insane. It feels like 2 pages and it's like the tiniest little chicken scratch writing ever.
We just had like a big brain dump one day and we wrote everything, all these, you know, the little things you walk by in your house that you're like,
I should do that.
Yeah, I should to-do list. And we, the thing is we're doing the lowest hanging fruit first, kind of that snowball effect. I don't think it was on purpose. I just think we're trying to avoid the big things like power washing the deck and restaining it.
We need some consistent nice weather too.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
We could power wash. I actually love power washing. That is a very rewarding task.
Oh yeah, there's a website called Power Washing Porn.
I love it.
And it just shows power washing and how it cleans like spray by spray, how it's cleaning something for those OCD people.
My favorite tool ever.
Again, explore around that side of the hip there.
We do.
All right, team, and we are coming up on 2 minutes, all right? So for me, I noticed a big difference between my left side having a lot more funkiness than my right. Go back to the flat tire drill. They should feel both deflated now. That's a good thing. We're going to spend also a generous 2 minutes on our shoulder blades, okay? So, Tiffany, can you turn around for a second? All right, so again, think of a female's racerback t-shirt, the kind of the reverse C and the C here with a Chanel. Isn't that Chanel? All right, either way, we're going to start at the trap. I like to put the ball here when I lay down because I can reach it, and then I'll slowly move my body. I'll roll it, and I'm getting down this crease here right along that scapula, and then massaging all this muscle in between. So you think C, spine right down the middle. You don't want to directly go on the vertebrae or on the spine, but just in that gap right there, that's where all the bad stuff happens in the shoulder here. Any problem with the shoulder usually derives from back here. So we want to break up this ridge, maybe a 2 to 4 inch band kind of in line with that spine there. So put that lacrosse ball back there. Okay, and then let's start digging. Okay, so this one I won't be able to see you, but again, this is the day to take the full 2 minutes and just really explore that shoulder blade. And when you find a hot spot, then I want you to give me a couple of tomahawks or reach acrosses. Tomahawks or reach acrosses. All right, so just slow and controlled. It doesn't need to be a big movement. Pretty much anytime you move your elbow, You're gonna feel that thing scraping along. All right, so just kind of breaking up some tissue there. And then every once in a while, I'll kind of go left and right. So I'll go to that in center of my spine, across, and you can feel when you get over that bone or that scapula, that shoulder blade. And when I've gotten that enough, I'll kind of square my body up another inch. Right, by my body going up, the lacrosse ball goes down is what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm lowering the lacrosse ball an inch, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. Huh?
This is so painful.
Yes, for a lot of us with unhealthy shoulders, right? This is probably painful. Again, if you get a hot spot, sit on that egg, try to lump that out like a massage therapist would be like, ooh, that's a tight spot. We need to work that out a little bit more. It's always harder to put pain or inflict pain on yourself. Pete, this view's for you. Right here, Pete. Sorry, my cat was giving Dale the better end of the business. Keep working our way down here. Where do we start with the 10? All right, and again, for some, it might be that scapula or that upper shoulder blade if you have very dominant traps. All right, for others, for me, it's a little bit lower. So Tiffany says everywhere. Again, don't forget to move that hand. You don't have to, but if you do find a spot, it doesn't need to be big tomahawk movements either. It can be like small
Did we
circles.
switch yet?
What?
Did we switch?
No,
Okay.
we're still there, baby. I say that with 10 more seconds left, though. All right. So now it's been a full 2 minutes here, team. So other side for 2 minutes again. Maybe you take the time, maybe you don't, but today we are going to. So full 2 minutes on the other side. I'm pretty sure poor Ashley Jelinas is like playing with a kid's toy cube. All right.
Well, that will hurt.
Yeah. She's like, ow, ow, ow. I'm surprised in her house you can't run up and find a. All right. So again, I start high by my trap. I work my body further away from the camera, right? But that brings the lacrosse ball lower and lower. I'm going to keep digging. Keep swimming, Nemo. I'm bummed.
Forgetting to watch that movie.
No, it's because we can't pirate it.
Oh, yeah.
We have that Typhoon service. Somehow Tiffany acquired one of those jailbroken Amazon Fire Sticks.
Yeah.
And
It worked great at the beginning.
yeah, you know what happened? I think because Disney Plus came out, they got better at like their security or something like that. So now we can't find as many Disney movies. But before we used to have this like unlimited gallery of pretty much any movie ever you'd want to see.
Sometimes you'd see somebody stand up in the theater and walk out.
Oh yeah, a lot of them.
Clearly just a recording in a movie theater.
Frozen 2 when we first started legally downloading it. Yeah. It was like a lady in the scene who just stood up and you saw her silhouette of a shadow get up and get more popcorn. Keep digging, keep focusing. All right, again, today we're gonna stop and take that time for those long stretches. So I guess the theme today is, we'll call it 2-minute drills, or just really taking our time. Nothing fancy to add to this, but just the good old basics and the most common hot spots that we see in people. Feet, hips, shoulder blades with the lacrosse ball. This will be the last thing with the lacrosse ball. All right. So about 10 or 15 more seconds. Ooh, that's the spot. I found it right at the end. All right, from there, if you have your towel, all right, I'm trying to make this flow, right? We're already laying down, so hopefully things are feeling good. We're gonna start getting into some static stretches, but we're gonna do 2 minutes of static stretching here. So hope you have a good grip on that towel. If so, we're gonna do the hamstring stretch first. So with your band or tool or device, where'd my band or tool go? All right, we're just gonna do our original, can you turn to me for a second? Do our original hamstring stretch, but we're gonna do it 1 minute for 2 different ways. So first minute, it's going to be knee nice and straight. So be honest with yourself. Not a lot of us are at 90 degrees here. If my spine is perfectly neutral here, right, some daylight underneath the lower back, that means my leg and my knee is completely squeezed straight. That's how far we want you to go. For me, you're going to see me literally like here. We're going to do this for a full minute. I want you to try to flex your quad. You can do some fancy PNF if you remember the cycle last week. You don't have to. Just let that leg grow. And then the second minute, here's one that's pretty powerful. And some of you might be able to get away with this without the band just grabbing your foot. You're going to pull your knee in your chest as close as you can without squishing a baby. Try not to let your knee swing to the side. all right, best you can without squishing the baby. And you're gonna keep this angle as close as possible. And then we're gonna try to pull that heel over our shoulder, keeping this knee low. This is gonna get higher hamstring. So this is a high hamstring stretch here versus the other one you feel more in the meat, more in the knee. So start with the straight knee. I just spent about a minute lecturing on it. So straight-legged hamstring stretch. Sorry, Tiffany. All right, starting now. I'm gonna go 1 minute, Tiffany. You my support timer, my backup timer. So she'll keep us going. So for 60 seconds, I'll try to go to the side a little bit just to see and use you as a pillow. All right, so again, I like to grab up. All right, you can relax your, give yourself a shoulder roll back and down. Keep that knee totally locked out. You know the difference, whether you're slightly bending it or you're flexing your quad. By flexing my quad, this for a second, I'm gonna force my hamstrings to relax and then just be steady and consistent with the tension here. So again, this is one of those ones I was talking about being intentful. I'll forget and I'll drop my foot for a little bit, then I'll come back. All right, for our muscles, get a little more flexible. They need time. So just slowly, like warm taffy, let that hamstring pull apart. Sometimes people say they feel the stretch in their calf. All right, now our hamstrings have to cross the back of our knee. That's how they pull our entire shin up towards our butt. So it's okay if you think it's calf, it's really hamstring here. Tiffany says 10 seconds. So from the straight-legged position, that already seemed too quick, right? What I want us to do is pull that knee into the chest, get it as tight as you can, maybe close to the knee, but not letting that knee wing out to the side. Holding this knee in like somebody's holding this, then drive that heel over your head a little bit more. I personally take my elbow, put it on the band, and I'll give myself a little bicep curl so elbow on knee, and then I just pull my body forward a little bit. And you should feel this a little bit higher. With the other leg, it depends on what you're doing. You can let it do whatever it wants. If you find yourself feeling like you're gonna flip, you can keep your right leg out straight, like it's getting anchored to the ground. And again, try to establish neutral spine. So shoulders back and down. And just keep going, right? If you have a towel or, right, just kind of keep switching that grip. I took my towel when I had it and I rolled it up and I squeezed it. That worked pretty well. About 10 more seconds here, and then that hamstring is in tension for 2 minutes. Awesome. We're slowly going to come out of this. We're going to go to the other side. So first minute's going to be with that knee nice and straight. Oh, all right. Timmy says pop, crunch it. All right. So again, kind of back off of the angle, squeeze the knee straight, and then come back only as far as you truly can. All right, nobody's watching. If nobody's watching me. This is my kryptonite. Just listen to what I say. So squeezing that knee, slowly growing.
That side's definitely tighter than the other.
Yeah, pay attention to which side feels a little more tight like a tiger. I always can tell when I did like a deadlift workout or a hamstring dominant workout for the day, because as weird as it sounds, it kind of unlocks my hamstring for the rest of the day, and I feel better with silly life tasks, like if I drop laundry on the floor and I'm pulling it out of the dryer and I go to pick it up, or I have to get something in my lower cabinet, like a Tupperware or something like that. So I'm like, oh, these feel a little bit freer. So it really pays in life to have some good hamstrings, even though I'm part of the tight club. Pull your knee into your chest. Give it a big hug. That was a full minute. Again, the left leg can do whatever it wants to. And again, I'm going to take the band. I have a band here or a towel or rope. I'm going to put my elbow on my knee. I'm going to kind of bicep curl my foot over my head. If you're much more flexible, you could possibly grab your foot and give it a pull over. Still trying to anchor your hips down. Still trying to keep your spine neutral. And you just focus on letting that hamstring grow. Constant tension. Try not to get distracted. Our head tends to wander. But 20 more seconds here. Again, just keep, this is where the money is made. So if you've heard me lecture on this before, it takes about 40 seconds for your muscles to truly relax and bypass there's kind of safety mechanism. So it's where we can grow a little bit deeper. And that's why 2 minutes is even better. That's right, we started a few minutes late. And I don't think people have to. All righty, from here, we're slowly going to come out of that. We are going to go to our favorite pigeon stretch. All right, 2 minutes in the pigeon. So get comfortable, get settled. Can't think of a better stretch here. All right, so on all fours, I'm going to choose my tighter leg first. Okay, this can also be a hip flexor stretch. It depends on where you're tight. Okay, so you can get a double win out of this. We can take my left knee, pull it through my elbows, instead of all the things we tell you to. So I want you to try to get that shin as perpendicular to your body as possible. Your back leg, pretend that it's on ice. So as you're stretching, that back knee is sliding back further, but you're keeping those hips square. Again, so I'm going to start my 2-minute timer now for all of those kind of shifting positions. And we're just slowly, all right, might be a little bit on the arms, trying to keep that leg out there. See, mine's going to fight me the whole time. This is my tight side. And I'm just going to let that back leg slide out like somebody's grabbing my ankle. And I've done this to people before in class. Just slid it out the back a little bit more. I'm too close. I'm hitting the dumbbell rack. He wants to know what we're doing.
Andy has a dog bed.
So as we're doing this, really try to relax your hips, okay? So just try to relax that left butt cheek even more. Think about pulling that left knee into your chest, letting that right leg slide back a little further. Again, we're growing for a while here. Now, if this is funny on anyone's knee, it's a little late to mention this, I do apologize, but you could do the office chair stretch where you just sit on your bum, cross your ankle over your knee, get a good stretch there. All right, and just, again, you're trying to use your arms to relax that left leg. I notice personally my left butt cheek is actually trying to engage right now because it's trying to like pick me up and press me up. So I'm trying to relax it, focusing on cueing, relaxing it a little bit deeper, a little bit lower. 2 minutes is a long time here, so we're gonna fight it.
I'm watching all the pups like attack their owners.
I know, I see like dogs walking across the screens.
They're like, oh, you're at a good level.
Yeah.
Give me pats.
All right, keep going, keep crawling, keep letting that back leg, 30 more seconds here. Slide a little bit deeper. Again, it's nice to just every once in a while stop and take the true time, right? What was it? I was listening to a bunch of podcasts, but they were just saying like, shame on us if we don't come out of this isolation time with something like better, something, whether it was cleaner nutrition, whether it was working on better mobility, right? Maybe doing the splits for the first time or something like that, reading and catching up on all those books. All right, slowly come out of that. That's 2 minutes. So depends on the person, case by case, but there's always opportunity within that adversity. So just gotta kind of, what is our, what in the fitness realm, that's all I can speak on. What is your opportunity here? Is it time to slow down and listen to your shoulders, right? Is it the time to get out there and run a little bit more, right? I heard a statistic, and Pete knows where I got this from, but the #1 program to work out on CrossFit.com is in like the history of their in creation is running, or it's run a 5K actually. It's probably one of the most cherry-picked workouts, meaning for a good amount of us, if we're not an endurance biased athlete, we could get out there and stretch the legs a little more. I'm on the opposite spectrum of that. I love my endurance. The intensity stuff is always, Pete and Tiffany have to keep me in line. Like, Nick, really? I forget one day this week, I'm like, you know what? I think I'll go out and run instead. And I just self-talked my way through the workout because it had some movements I didn't like in it.
But he did it.
Yeah, I ended up just, as Tiffany tells me sometimes, Nick, just man up. That's what my wife
I don't
says to me.
say that. I say suck it up. Suck it up and do the thing you want to do.
That's what I hear. It's like, Nick, just man up. Jesus.
Don't say those words.
She means it.
In
though.
your head, that's what you hear.
And relax that left leg back a little further. For this right one, I definitely can feel when I released it a little more, when I relaxed. 30 more seconds on this side. And again, if I squeeze the butt cheek to the leg that's back, for most of us, it's pretty good hip flexor stretch going on here. And speaking of, I might go out and do a little trail run after this. My dogs are getting old though. They're like this
they
torn.
are.
I can run longer than them now, which is
It's like sad to see them start to age. This year we really saw it.
slowly come out of that. That's been 2 minutes. And then what we're gonna do, how we doing time-wise? We're gonna do one more. We're gonna do the 2-minute frog stretch. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite. So I missed doing the hip flexor stretch, but we kind of got it in there with the pigeon. So mat's horizontally. All right. Well, we're gonna settle in here so your knees are out as wide as you can. Your feet, you should be able to see at least Tiffany's feet, my feet. All right, feet wider than your knees. Now back up to this one if you need to, is just sitting on your bum. And then just settling in here and pretending that you have strings pulling your knees down to the floor. You can open up this way for 2 minutes, or you can really settle into that frog. Okay, so let those knees get slippery. Keep those feet out. Keep that spine neutral, so shoulder blades back and down. And then slowly throughout pushing, for me, I'm pushing away from the camera towards my ankles more. We're settling in. We'll say we start at the 25. Lecturing for 30 seconds. So many words. And you can come up on the hands if you want to. Push back a little further. Elbows or hands. Let those legs slide a little further apart. Press back even further. Awesome, team. One more minute. Final minute of the day here. Just keep sinking back. Stay focused on those stretches best you can, even though I probably keep distracting you with random stories and Tiffany checking on my man card.
Ashley, thank you. I see her shaking her head with me. Him and Justin should just get together and have like a little like violin party.
Oh. Not a day goes by that I don't ask Tiffany, are you mad at me for something? Because her and Tiffany have this, or her and Ashley they're part of the founding members of the RBF club. Anyone's never heard that? The Resting Bitch Face Club. Oop, shoot. Female Dog Club. Sorry, if there's any kids in the room, I keep forgetting. Sorry, parents.
Their moms have it, they probably know.
And we are done. So slowly come up out of that. Let's go to our feet. Let's retest that posterior chain. We did a lot of things. All right, you gotta compare apples to apples. So heels touching, knees totally locked out. Right, and how far can we get? Did we get further? All right, and I'm gonna say that's a yes, but anything that helps my hamstrings improve. And with that being said, awesome, sauceum. So we will zoom in, unmute everybody. I hope today we just slowed it down a little bit with so much focus work, or you got something out of it. If you're missing some tools, I apologize. I'll try to do a better job of warning you on the Facebook. And for anyone who's going to go run or something like that, get out of here. Don't feel like you got to hang out. It's a great warm up to get and go. There's my unmute button. And then bye, Heather. Have a great day. Great to see you. And then everyone's unmuted.
Thanks, guys.
You betcha. Bye.
And if Tiffany doesn't tell you to man up today, I will.
I can count on that.
I know, I'm taking it.
That's why it's weird being Ashley's coach sometime. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's going to tell me what to do.
We were watching Blippi this morning.
Who's watching Blippi?
Bye, guys.
Lana and I were watching it earlier, Blippi, and now Bryn came down and she's like, "Ooh, Blippi."
Oh,
He's the worst.
Thank you.
He's the worst.
who's that by Erin?
Bye, Erin. Go get a good run, girl.
Maddie's like, Mom,
Bye,
you
Kathy
like
Jenks.
Blippi. I'm like, I really don't, bud.
No, not really. Yeah,
His
his
history-
voice is so annoying.
And he has a bad history too. He used to like not be the best person.
Oh, really? I don't even know about it.
He started off as kind of one of those like those jackass characters. Like he had his own YouTube channel and tried to do that, and so it kind of got him in a little bit of trouble. But now, because now he works with like little kids.
Maddie loves it, and I can't.
I like to see the places he goes because I'm like, oh my God, I want to go there.
Yeah, and I guess it is like somewhat educational, but
Oh, it always makes good money.
I'd rather watch Miss Monica. Seriously.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jesse and Peter.
Aw,
Bye, Sar. Great to see you.
Get the
Good to
trestle
see you
pup.
guys. Have a great Sunday.
Yeah.
You
see you.
too.
Guys.
Alyssa, thanks for joining us. Oh, she's muted. You muted yourself. But have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. That was
Bye.
Bye,
Awesome. Hope
Jess.
you got something out of it. Bye,
Bye,
Trussels.
Bye, guys. Thank
Trust,
you.
what's your dad mug? Hold on. What kind of dad mug is that?
This is when I only had 2 kids.
Oh, hold on.
Wow.
Hey,
That's like,
me too at this point. It's like, is it got to be the same company?
A little late, can you say?
oh my gosh, look at
Laney.
Oh,
pumpkin hat.
That was Laney.
Oh my gosh.
this is when I only had 2 kids.
I know.
I love it.
How many
Hi.
Cute.
Russell, do you have 40 kids?
Jeff.
Trust has 4. Yeah, Sarah and Trust have 4. Not wild.
Hey, Lana.
I don't know what
Good
we're doing.
morning.
She's
Yeah,
a
no,
mad
don't you
woman.
remember?
Those
Towards the end
days.
when she came for eggs, all the kids screamed and ran
Oh,
away.
me?
Poor Jen.
Horrified. No, I showed up. I parked at the end of the driveway. I had a mask and gloves on, and my son was like, "Go inside!" Children scattered. That never happened in my life.
Oh my god.
It was like normally I don't scare children; they run towards me, not away from me. But
That's how we greet people here at the Trussell household.
That's right. Tiffany's first time out, like I've been doing all the shopping and like try to do like when we have to run into a store and we can't do curbside pickup. And the first thing that Tiffany she just had to go and get in the Target store and walk in was marshmallows. 'Cause
Marshmallows
we
last
promised
night.
our kids.
We promised our kids all day we'd have a bonfire with marshmallows. We got inside, we're like, we have no marshmallows. And so I ran, there's like a gas station by our house. I'm like, oh, like think convenience stores have marshmallows? Nope. 2 didn't. So I'm like, I have to go to Target now. And I literally haven't gone in a store in like 4 weeks. So I had to go get marshmallows because he was making the fire.
Next time, order them and they'll bring them right out to your car.
Well, you within 2 hours, but this was like,
Oh, you needed it. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. This was a marshmallow emergency.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hey, Tiff.
Yeah.
So I know why it's so hard to get a Hannaford to go time. They only take 3 an hour.
Are you kidding me?
So 24 for total for the day. That's why it's
I
so
gave
hard
up.
to get.
I literally gave up because I was waking up in the middle of the night to do
Yeah.
it. And it worked for 3 weeks, I think I did it.
Yeah.
And then this past week, I had my whole cart and I set my alarm at midnight. I set my alarm at 1. And
Yeah.
then I had like insomnia with my last pregnancy. Like I literally couldn't sleep. And so then I was awake from 12 until 5.
I couldn't fall asleep this
I
week
couldn't
after
go back to
either.
sleep. I was
Yeah.
so frustrated. I'm like, I'm done. This is ridiculous. And I've been awake for 5 hours trying to do a Hannaford out.
I must have not set my alarm right on Wednesday night for a Friday pickup because I usually try to wake up at like 11:58. So
yeah,
I'm like
I do the
on it.
exact same for Wednesday for Friday. Yeah.
And then my alarm didn't go off until 1, and I tried to get something and it was already all
It was
booked
full.
up.
Same.
So then I did it the next night and managed to
Yeah.
get something, but yeah.
I was trying to change my stores and then somehow I changed my store to a store that didn't have a to-go order and I lost my whole cart. And then I was like,
my.
no! Built that whole week.
Man.
Yeah.
So we
Usually
ended
just buy the same stuff anyway.
I
so
know,
it's
yeah.
Like I just reuse what I had bought last
We
week.
did
or whatever.
somebody said Wegmans does it and they have like a better system and I'm like, I'll drive to
Oh.
Wegmans.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Yeah. But we ended up doing all of our produce.
I don't.
Well,
Charlotte doesn't do a order to go though.
It's like Northborough, the closest Wegmans.
Yeah. But it's not too far.
No, it's not
For you guys, Sarah. Like you're pretty close there.
Yeah, it's not bad, and it's like a little drive. So
Exactly.
that's what we need now. Is like a drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We ended up we got all our produce at the gardener spot and
Mm.
we actually will do call ahead ordering now too, but it was like really nice fresh produce and I got some plants and
Yeah.
stuff. And then Nick just
Were you able to get toilet paper and stuff from BJ's when you did it online?
No, I didn't get my toilet paper, but
Yeah.
we went to Target and got like all of the like kind of non-perishable things.
Yeah.
And they had toilet paper and tissues at Target this week. So
Yeah.
we just got them there.
The toilet paper we got last week was terrible.
I know. It's like whatever you can get now, and it's like
I know.
one single ply toilet paper. Like
I
see through.
I walked right into Target and I got a bunch.
Yeah, you just walk.
There's like
in.
I
And we still have a back stock, but it's like, hey, if they have it, buy it now.
just buy whatever they let you get. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Stace, did you rip up your floor?
Oh my God, Stacy!
Is that your living room?
Every time Stacy's like got a different construction.
I
project.
know. You guys are like overhauling there.
Yeah, we're living in plywood right now.
I can't wait to see it when it's all done though. You have all of
I'm excited too. Might be a little bit, but.
So wait, I'm trying to figure out what room you're
So
in.
I'm like, so we made, so the kitchen's right here.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, that's your dining room.
Yeah, so.
Oh wow.
That's
That's
needed-
awesome.
Because we're doing the other room too, so we took the couches out into here.
Yep.
To be able to easier get the, yeah. And we're just
How are
taking
you-
down that wall.
Yeah. That's
So-
gonna be awesome.
So when that wall comes down, it'll open everything up.
Yeah, for sure. I was looking at that house for sale next to it. It has a really similar layout to yours, huh? Is it the same?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Big
I was like, that's like
kitchen.
basically the same layout as your house.
It is. It's very different on the outside though.
Mm-hmm.
The style, but they've kept it so nice. Like the land is just pristine.
Yeah.
The inside needs like the colors. I was shocked. I'd never been in there, so when I saw the colors, I was like, I'm shocked that they have these colors because they're not like that. It's just
easy though, just paint. You know, I mean, my
yeah.
house.
Well, that's it.
Town.
Yeah.
Crazy town.
Yes. Yes. A coat of paint will do it good.
So far, yeah.
But
Tiff's gonna look into doing a game.
Oh yeah.
Game night.
I want to do it like a game night for EXP. Amanda Nisla did one for Iron Spider, and she said it was really fun and simple. So I don't know.
Cool.
I was gonna jump on a call with her and figure out how she.
Amanda actually posted on my post that she wants the house. I'm like, are you thinking about moving?
She always says that she wants to move back home.
But they can like
be
walk
my-
to the beach. So.
Be my name. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. She always says she wants to move back home, but I don't think it would work in her husband's job. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Well, Jen, have a
Have a
wonderful day.
Sunday. Thanks,
You
guys.
look like you got
Happy
some sun.
Sunday.
Happy
Bye, Trussels and Noah.
Bye. See you guys. Bye.